What up, peeps? It's your girl, Watch Come Back to More Takes. Well, it's the time, guys. It's reaction time, and this is to Secret Invasion. This will be for episode 4, titled Beloved. Now, the last episode, titled Betrayed, really was so good. To the point where I was looking forward to getting to this one with the way things happened in the last episode. I'm gonna be all over the place real quick. Needless to say, the part with Gaia was enough for me where I already said it in my response afterwards that I can't wait to see when Telos finds out what happened to his daughter. Now, mind you, I was watching some other people's reaction. They're like, maybe she's still loving him and all that. When she turned back, I don't know about that. It's a possibility she might not be as wounded. We'll see. I'm praying she isn't. I'm hoping Emilia Clarke is still in the show and this wasn't just it, but it does set up more story for how to progress it along to seeing how they're going to have to throw it all of Gravik's, whatever he has, his overall agenda. Now, speaking of agenda, I really want to know what's going on with Fury's wife Vara. What showing up, looking at her, her little box, takes out the gun, they're making a call. Somebody did bring it to my point, and I had to go back and listen to it, that voice on the other end of the phone asking to speak to Gravik. They were like, well, you're speaking to me now. That was Rhodes. And I'm going to tell you like this. Ever since he had that conversation where he had to fire Fury and making these little statements about how 15 years ago he'd heard about, infiltration and, creatures and this and that. And I said, yeah, so I'm wondering, okay, you know about this, but I'm thinking, okay, something is not right. Something just like as you see, Prime Minister, people in charge of the NATO, they're all have been taken and being, their bodies are being used, and it's just like, I don't know, is Rhodes one of them? It makes me wonder now, and I'm like, what is Vara calling Rhodes for if she's trying to speak to Gravik? What's going on? So I'm definitely wanting to see what's happening, but he, even though he loves her, he's like, I was gone for a while. I did come back, but then, of course, that time he left, it was because he chose to. But him staring at that phone, he doesn't know if he really can trust. I said, one person you definitely can trust is Talos because he has his back. He's like, when he chose between him and Gravik, he said, I chose you. And I like how he just said it straight out. Even though, Fury was wrong for how he talked to him and all that, he, had to apologize. That was a funny scene. So, yeah, that whole situation. But then with Gaia, when that young man was broken and whatever, and they're like, how did they know about, their safe house? And he said it, only these people knew. He made an educated guess. Ain't nobody believed that. And then when she made the comment talking about saying I'm a good liar, I'm like, honey, you're not doing yourself any favors in this moment. You shouldn't even have said that little part. But okay, he set her butt up and she fell for it when he was getting the coordinates for that Neptune submarine. I said, please don't call it intercepted, but she didn't catch on. And I really thought that she would be able to still be able to throw him enough where he isn't. But he was like, I had to find out who the traitor was, and you could see the sadness in his face. It was like, whatever, bro, you killed some kids, whatever, no, had nothing to do with this. He's talking about how, the Americans do this and that and other. Hear you hiding amongst them, wanting to use their planet, this and another. But I feel like it's more so, again, his own agenda of what he really wants. Do you want for your people? Do you care about your people? I really don't feel like you do, but okay, we're gonna see. We know you want to, have super Skrulls and this and that and the other, so I don't know, but I know one person's gonna be out for blood now to get you. Now he's gonna have to be really looking over his shoulder. It's Talos. And Fury is going to be right there to help him because of everything Talos has done for Fury. Fury has to step up now. You want Talos to be there to do this for you. Now you got to do this for him because he might have lost his daughter. So with that said, I had to get that off my chest again. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. I'll say the rest of my thoughts at the end, you guys. Oh, nice. Gaia. I know that's right, girl.
Strangest thing, I kept having this feeling that someone I know had something to do with getting them all together. Because if he's the man I think he has a powerful sense of righteousness. He understands that the universe is a dangerous place.
Good book.
It's a collection of poems. Raymond Carver.
And did you get what you wanted from this life? Even so.
To call myself beloved. To feel myself beloved on the earth. If it was Gravik, And why does he need me?
What Gravik needs, what Gravik doesn't need, that's none of your concern.
Oh.
I'm the one telling you to kill Fury.
One of the two occupants of that lovely country manor of yours is catching a bullet today.
You keep telling me what you're not gonna do. I'm gonna show you what I am gonna do.
Take a look around, G. There's a reason Blair isn't here with us.
She's the mole. I've already taken care of her.
What is your plan for finding our people a home? Because Gravik has already implemented his, and it works.
We take down the insurgency. You, me, Fury. Once that's done, we go to the president. And we have a big bargaining chip that I can secure an amnesty for the 1 million of us to remain.
Don't you want to live in your own skin?
We're a people without a planet. We depend on the goodwill of our hosts. We just have to keep showing them who we are.
You're delusional.
Oh, wow.
That's not who we are. And that is not who I've become.
You are by far and away the greatest mistake.
Oh.
I don't know that if I had a chance to do it over again, that I'd do anything different.
Wow.
Dr. Priscilla Davis had a congenital heart defect. She was keeping it a secret, watching her die in a hospital. I would visit her in her room almost every day towards the end. She made me make her 3 promises. 1, that I would bury her at sea, which I did. 2, that I would continue to be a daughter to her parents.
3.
That I would never hurt you,
To feel
myself, beloved, on the earth.
I'm not sure if this means we should get divorced.
Have loved me if I'd never changed. If I'd been my true self.
Guess we'll never know.
Hmm.
I didn't like the way we left things between us the other day. You know? I mean, for real though. You know, us brothers gotta stick together. You know what I mean?
There are scrolls inside the U.S. government.
This again? You see this all right? Oh, that's bad. And that's you. Look, I don't want you to worry, okay? I'm gonna do everything in my power to protect you, to keep this video and, you know, all the copies that I made under wraps.
Liquid location tracker. It's not a bad idea.
Let's make sure the Colonel here has a large coffee for the road. Citadel is in position number 4.
Plans, huh, bro? Come on. Oh!
No, hold your fire! He's with me! He's with us!
Hang in there, I'll be back.
I said, put him down.
Oh wow, it was him. Oh my god. Oh. It is. All right, you guys, this was a good episode. Just the beginning made me so happy seeing that Gaia was ahead of the game. Now, mind you, I did make a comment how, we know Gravik's very smart, very intelligent. Hence, when we first were introduced to him through Vara, about him, honing that shit when his parents died, whatever. So grasping certain things and all that, it's never been a problem from when he was young into his, I'm assuming, want to say maybe 30s on here, whatever. And knowing he's kind of has people around him where they aid in, whatever his agenda is, narrative, whatever. And being that Gaia had her, parents, she learned some stuff from them. And definitely probably being around Gravik some bit as well when they wanted, to change the trajectory of what's going on with their people. Now, I made my comment like, girl, you're doing this and you're doing that. And he's starting to suspect you, first a safe house and then make little comments and then getting caught leaving, their compound and him shooting her, and making a statement to him about, pretty much being, the right leader or you something else. And I keep saying, this is more so what he wants and whatever, ever since he was a teen, watching them make that vow to Fury. Not to say I'm completely too wrong in the way she guided and certain things and all that, but I stand corrected because girl was smart. When she watched that couple, getting information they needed, the sermon, all that, working on that, whatever that contraption is, so they could become, Gravik said, super Skrulls. She literally was listening. She knew what to do. She watched, and when nobody was around early on, probably well before that thing with the Neptune or whatever, when he's out there doing his little stuff, setting up whatever the next plan is, she went in there. And she took advantage of it. Took the little, serum vial, went in there, set the system up, whatever. I'm like, you can see all that. I'm like, and he has no idea. He really thinks he has one over on a lot of people. One being her, not so much. So when he finally sees the reveal of her, that right there gonna be like, what the hell? Why aren't you dead? Not very dumb. You really thought you got over on him. So I love that eventually she will make herself known, whatever episode, if it's the last one, whatever. And now she's going to have to, because you see what happens in this one, what happens with her dad. And I do love me some Talos. Seeing how, of course, the president eventually is going to, travel, abroad, and he's meeting up with Rose. That part with Rose, whoever told me that was him on the phone, I'm like, okay, that's when I said it's starting to make sense now. And then you see him preparing himself like he's getting ready to meet up with the president, shower and all that, and that's actually him. So where's Rose? They didn't show his face amongst all the people, so I don't know where he was. He could have been there, just didn't see him. But we saw certain people, like I said, the guy from NATO, the prime minister, and then the gentleman who was in charge of the submarines with the coordinates. So, hopefully we'll see some of a little bit of a flashback of sorts. But I wanted him to shoot him. And I'm talking about Fury, like, just set it up. But he's like, let me play, as they like to say in this one, the long game. So he kind of, threw it out there, just kind of see what Buddy Boy would do. He first thought he was going to probably try to poison him. I was like, no. He's like, I know you know. He's like, they're in the government. You going to tell me that story again? Like, yeah, you can shrug it off and this and that and the other. And showing that video, I have a couple of them more made. Yeah, right there. That definitely doesn't sound like what Rose would really try to do to Fury. So right there, even if I didn't see him turn, that's enough right there to know something ain't right. Also, the whole situation with Vara and knowing that he was listening in. He had his inklings. He was probably hoping he was incorrect, but come to find out. And I like how in the end they sat down and talked, and she told him the story of how she took the likeness of the woman named Priscilla, she, I think on her deathbed, and how she, talked to her and got to know her, and she made her 3 promises, and those 3 promises she pretty much kept, bury her, take care of my, parents until they pass, and then, don't hurt Fury. And I like how both guns were on the table. They both shot it, but they both have not good aim. So I like that. And she asked him straight out, you know, would you still care for me if I was my true self, my overall Skrull look? He says, and he just walked away, and I thought he was going to leave it there. I thought he was going to turn around and say yes, but he says, you'll never know. I think yes. He's just very hurt, not expecting and knowing, you know, this is, but at least we know she didn't want to do that. And you see Rose showing him, you know, kind of nugging her, like, you need to do this, you need to kill him. She's like, I'm a big girl. They'll try to comfort her. They might still try to kill her. They're probably going after kill her because when he showed up, when en route to whatever, you know, meeting or whatever with the president and Rose and them, whatever, you see Gravik and his, you know, men showed up so they can infiltrate him. And they said, one of them said, Furier's here. And you see, look on Gravik's face. That wasn't how it was supposed to be. So that lets him know he's going to be probably pissed at the fake Rhodes when he asked him, how did she get whatever? She didn't kill him. You didn't even do it. It's like you want her to do it, but it's like, yeah, she's closer to him. He has a soft spot for Vara, you know, so that whole, you know, situation with them, you know, heading, you know, and transport was a nice little setup right there. But we finally got to see Gravik use some of these, you know, being a super Skrull and all. I'm gonna tell you, that means if he does, I don't know how much you have to take for the sermon, all that, to have all the abilities, but who's to say that Gaia has the same amount of abilities? I like how Talos rose occasion and try to get the president out of the vehicle because, you know, fully protected, and then them kind of wounding him where he's half turned. And at first I thought that it was just a regular, he's like, no, he's with me, but then Gravik took on a likeness, and that's when he knew, like, no, that ain't one of ours, because he's holding Talos, and Talos realizing it was Gravik. He, you know, stabbed him. So in this instance, I'm thinking Gaia was gone. Can it turn around and be now it is going to be Talos? He's no longer going to be, you know, living. And now they're kind of exposed because now they're going to be like, okay, aliens are here. And they're going to use him. And I felt so bad because I know Fury was conflicted to leave him out there like that. He wanted to get him, but it was too late and all that. And then having to explain to the president because they've been living amongst them for so long. He said 1 million of them. Oh my gosh, wait till his daughter sees that. As much as she was upset when he was trying to come up with a plan, when he thinks the word, she's like, you're delusional. And it's just like, I get her point, but I get what he's trying to say. He's like, you know, if we do show them this. If Nick brought him with him and he explained it, I wonder the president, he probably would have wanted to go along, but then in the end, I'm not so sure about the president. It would have been a lot for him to kind of grapple in a short period of time, but I'm just glad Nick got it because at least Nick knows that he's secure in his position now and nothing Rose can do, and I'm assuming the fake Rose, because we need to figure out where the real one at. But yeah, somebody's going to try to pull that video, that fake one and whatever, and start having them looking for him. But if the president has it, you know, that was an altered video, they'll probably try to play it off or something in the next episode. But it's getting real good now, because now it's just like, Gravik does have this. I don't know if now the other ones have it. Those other, you know, dignitaries of sorts. It's going to be interesting to see moving forward, but they got to, because once he gives it to them, whatever, and he gets enough of those people to give him that serum, whatever, it's going to be hard. They're going to try to truly take over. They would have been able to really get what they wanted if they had the president, but I'm happy Gravik did not get him. I was glad please, because we have a couple more episodes. I was just hoping, like, I hope they don't. So again, this was a great episode. I'm really looking forward to the next one. I was kind of surprised it was rather short, but that's fine. Very effective, so there's no harm in that. So with that said, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think, and with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.